All right, so that was earlier today in Port Dover, and Mark's right. Temperatures are going to drop dramatically behind this next front that we have pushing through with more rain showers. So a bit of a break for some people at this point. There is more rain coming, so if you're headed out tonight, grab an umbrella. As far as temperatures go, we're going to go from about 23 degrees in Toronto today to just 13 tomorrow. Now, this is the peak wind gust so far. Toronto 46 kilometers an hour, Goderich 63, Gore Bay 83 kilometers an hour, but there's been no wind warnings in the province for today. This evening, Collingwood also seeing some showers, 17, Thunder Bay 10, Geraldton 16, and seeing some showers there. But Northern Ontario has a snowfall warning. And speaking of snow, let's go to it. You might not be ready, so close your eyes. But nonetheless, in extreme Northern Ontario, for Pickle Lake, Big Trout Lake, there is a snowfall warning. They're also going to see winds between 30 to 60 kilometers an hour, so blowing snow, definitely an issue as well. This is our big front moving through at this point. Notice the arrows out of the south, really mild air, even this evening as you step outside. But as that front continues through the overnight, temperatures will plummet, and they're going to stay that way right into Saturday afternoon. Now, best bet to be seeing showers tomorrow afternoon is going to be St. Catharines, possibly around Hamilton, Long Point, and also those westerly winds could bring us some lake effect showers. Now, downtown Toronto, where Nuit Blanche is happening, a lot of Oktoberfest festivities as well, it looks like it's going to clear through the evening. So the morning could see some spotty showers, but a clearing trend. This is the snowfall forecast, 30 to 40 centimeters for Big Trout Lake. Coming up, we'll have more details on how your weekend weather looks. We'll talk temperatures and when rain will return again next week. There's lots of events happening this weekend in the city of Toronto. We've got Nuit Blanche Saturday night. Looks like the rain will clear out by then. We also have Run for the Cure, CIBC's Run for the Cure Sunday morning starting at 8 a.m. So people need the rain to stop. And it is going to continue through the overnight. We've got that lull right now across Toronto up towards Newmarket, Vaughan as well. But east end of the GTA towards Whitby, up towards Peterborough. Well, so this is ongoing. And then for Saturday morning, still some lingering showers with westerly winds. But by the afternoon, a clearing trend. If you're in the downtown core, but the Niagara region could still see some showers. Now, earlier today, Mark Robinson was in Port Dover. He's telling us about what the weather was like there. Thanks, Mark. And they're certainly dropping. Toronto tomorrow, just a high of 13 degrees. Hamilton will be 14, so a big drop compared to today. Let's move to Western Canada, where there is a rainfall warning in place still. We expect an additional 5 to 15 millimeters into the overnight. Winds still quite strong around Prince Rupert. Along the north coast, we did have wind warnings earlier today. Those have been dropped, but we are still seeing some strong gusts into the overnight. Anything that's orange lightening up means that the winds are easing. So by Saturday, an easing trend. However, there is a new front pushing through for Sunday. So those reds again, that is the strong winds returning. The lower mainland through this event, though, looking really good. Places like Vancouver, Abbotsford, Burnaby could just be seeing some cloud cover into your Saturday afternoon. The rain has stayed north, and you can see this is the additional rainfall through to Saturday. So quite a bit around Bella Bella, 50 to 100 millimeters on top of what you've already seen. As we move towards the Prairie Provinces this evening, cool temperatures. Regina just +1. Winnipeg will be 4 degrees. Swift Current 2 degrees, and this is what the temperatures are going to feel like. So if you wake up early morning Saturday, it is going to feel closer to -6 in Saskatoon. Winnipeg will feel closer to about -5. And Saturday across the country, the driest weather is going to be in southern Manitoba and Atlantic Canada. Tomorrow, however, it's just going to be 11 in Port Dover. So after that front pushes through, much cooler temperatures in place. The winds will shift direction as well to a more just westerly flow. Now, our current system shows this big front extending down stateside. It's moved out of Texas at this point, but they are starting to see it up towards the eastern seaboard. And for us here, it means rain continuing overnight and into your morning on Saturday. Toronto will just be 12 degrees. This is the additional rainfall we're going to be seeing. Now, in the prairies, we're talking about wind chill values. Right now in Science Behind the Weather, we explain what wind chill values actually really mean. We kick it off in Port Dover, where you can see a little bit windy with that flag flapping in the wind to tomorrow morning, particularly along the shores of Lake Erie. Glad you could join us. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. As we look at this radar return, you can see two bands of rain. One right here that's in eastern Ontario pushing towards Kingston and Belleville, and another one right behind it where we're going to see more showers pushing through the Greater Toronto region again. So in a break at this point, but we're going to see more overnight and into tomorrow morning as well. Overall, we're picking up anywhere marked in light green, 15 to 30 millimeters of rain. The darker green, 30 to 50 millimeters of rainfall there. So localized flooding potentially in northern Ontario. Chrissy Van has been outside in the city of Toronto today. Chrissy, is it still mild out there?
Lineup. Your expectations will be shattered.
That's right. So the wind, here it is. Anything in bright red is indicative of windy conditions. So overnight, we're going to see along the shores of Lake Erie as well as Lake Huron some pretty gusty winds up to 60 to 80 kilometers an hour. So for Port Dover, which is where Mark has been today, the high tomorrow, 11 degrees. And contrast that with what we're sitting at this evening, 18. And that's going to feel a lot cooler with a bit of cloud cover and westerly winds. Now, cloud tops, you can see here, a big expanse across Ontario. That is shifting into Quebec. And that will be a rain shower story for you in Montreal by the end of your Saturday. Now, in Ontario, take a look at this. To 10 degrees, so any of that snow of course melting, but further north around Pickle Lake and Big Trout Lake, there is a snowfall warning in place, and this will be on the high end, 30 to 40 centimeters of snow, plus winds will be gusting between 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. So if you're traveling through this area, the snow is going to be blowing all around. Overnight, Dryden 2 degrees, Thunder Bay will be 4 with showers, Collingwood 12. In through Cottage Country, if you're headed there this weekend, it is still going to be wet. Not heavy rain like we're seeing this evening, but we're going to see those westerly winds, so lake effect showers not out of the question. Sort of drizzle here and there on and off. But the main event happening tonight continues to push on through. Cooler temperatures in the wake of that system, as you can see. And the best bet to still see rain Saturday afternoon will be Ottawa Valley in through Montreal, but also in Ontario, it's going to be Long Point towards Hamilton, maybe even St. Catharines. And Sault Ste. Marie Timmins still a little bit unsettled for your Saturday and Sunday too. This is the snowfall forecast. As you can see, 30 to 40 centimeters around Pickle Lake and Big Trout Lake. If you get any photos or videos of it, upload them to our website, theweathernetwork.com. And then on the weekend, we can show them right here on TV so everyone else can see what you have to deal with up there. Through to Sunday, Toronto, 15 to 30 millimeters of rainfall. Again, it's going to continue for areas near Hamilton and Long Point, so you're seeing higher amounts. And for Ottawa, you're in the 15 to 30 millimeters of rain as well. And this is going to continue, Ottawa, for you Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning as well. Now, this evening in Halifax, 13 degrees. St. John's, clear skies, 7 degrees. And for Fredericton, 14 degrees with variable clouds tonight. Tomorrow, however, it's just going to be 11 in Port Dover. So after that front pushes through, much cooler temperatures in place. The winds will shift direction as well to a more just westerly flow. Now, our current system shows this big front extending down stateside. It's moved out of Texas at this point, but they are starting to see it up towards the eastern seaboard. And for us here, it means rain continuing overnight and into your morning on Saturday. Toronto will just be 12 degrees. This is the additional rainfall we're going to be seeing. Now, in the prairies, we're talking about wind chill values. Right now in Science Behind the Weather, we explain what wind chill values actually really mean. And we're going to see much cooler temperatures into this weekend. Glad you could join us. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. So far today, the wind gusts have been under wind warning criteria. However, Toronto gusts up to 46 kilometers an hour, London 63, and Gore Bay 63. Chrissy Van's in the city of Toronto with an update on that weather there. And I'm sure we're going to see some strong winds there for tomorrow afternoon. Now, in Toronto, where Chrissy is at this point, seeing a bit of a break, but on and off showers will persist through the overnight. You can see that big lingering cloud cover across the province, and it's all attached to this big system, which was stateside yesterday, causing lots of problems in Texas. Power outages there were close to 300,000. But for us, it's not as impactful, not as powerful, but still through the overnight, we're going to see some strong winds, southerly winds, so quite quite mild at this point, but deep into the overnight, we're going to see the winds change direction to more of a westerly flow. As far as the sunshine goes, you could see some sun here and there, particularly in through Toronto, west towards Oakville, maybe even. But if you're going to be around Hamilton, St. Catharines, shores of Lake Erie, we definitely could see some rain continuing Saturday and even into Sunday, and some strong winds too. Now through to Sunday, this is our rainfall totals. We are picking up 15 to 30 in Toronto region towards Whitby, even extending towards Kingston. Ottawa, 15 to 30 millimeters of rainfall for you. But notice Montreal through to Sunday, 30 to 50 millimeters. And this doesn't start really in Montreal until Saturday. Extreme northern Ontario also has a snowfall warning. Pickle Lake, Big Trout Lake, we're seeing about 30 to 40 centimeters of snowfall into tomorrow morning. And overnight in Dryden, just 2 degrees. Thunder Bay is 4, Collingwood 12, Sudbury 11. And notice that spotty showers do continue. And then this is the snow. People will be shoveling in Big Trout Lake tomorrow, and the winds will be gusting, blowing that snow around. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. As we look at the cloud tops here, you can see this system, a very thick and heavy cloud cover across southern Ontario. It's been raining, and it's going to rain on and off through the overnight, picking up through to Sunday. 15 to 30 millimeters of rain if you're in southern Ontario, including Toronto. Up north towards Sudbury, 30 to 50 millimeters. Now, if you're going to be near the Niagara region, Long Point, even Hamilton, we're going to continue to see rain even into tomorrow afternoon. That could be heavy at times. This one makes you a little seasick when it's that windy. So far today, these are the peak wind gusts. Toronto got up to 46 kilometers an hour, Gore Bay 83, Goderich 63, and London was 63 as well. We didn't have any wind warnings. It's been below wind warning criteria, but the winds will still be quite strong through the overnight as this front continues to push on through. Not only will the winds be strong, but it's going to cool down our temperatures right behind it. So rain on and off through the overnight. By Saturday morning, you know, a lot of people have been calling me and asking me for my family. Can I go look for pumpkins tomorrow afternoon? There's Oktoberfest events happening, as well as Nuit Blanche in Toronto. By Saturday, if you're in Toronto by the evening, it's going to clear out. But again, Long Point, Hamilton, that region, still some showers in the afternoon. Chrissy Van's been outside in the city of Toronto today telling us about the weather. Great, and that could be one of those spots that does see some strong winds even into tomorrow. Westerly flow for tomorrow afternoon. Lake effect showers, a possibility, particularly in through cottage country overnight and for Saturday morning and afternoon. You can see Collingwood dropping down to just 12 degrees overnight. Niagara Falls 12, Sudbury 11, Sarnia will be 8. Extreme northern Ontario, a snowfall warning. Big Trout Lake, Pickle Lake as well. Wind gusts there between 50 to 60 kilometers an hour, so blowing all the snow around. And how much are they seeing? Well, an impressive 30 to 40 centimeters will fall through to Sunday. So a big snow event in the north, and that's indicative of our cool temperatures right across the province. Now, a little further east here, Montreal this evening sitting at 17 degrees, Sherbrooke 15, and St. John 7 degrees. For Atlantic Canada, our viewers there, Halifax will be seeing possibly some showers into Saturday afternoon. Now, that was Margot Morin from earlier today. From what I understand, she regretted not wearing gloves because it felt closer to about minus 12 with the wind chill in Edmonton to start the day. Now, this evening, Calgary will be sitting at 9, Edmonton 8 degrees, Lloydminster 3, Grand Prairie 9 with some showers, and Abbotsford will be 15 and Nanaimo 15 degrees there. Now, Saturday morning, Abbotsford has some cloud cover. Nanaimo will be 13, but it's staying dry through the lower mainland as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Calgary starting to see some sunshine to start your day. It'll be 7, and temperatures are warming up into the afternoon. Edmonton will see some showers. This looks to be under a millimeter of rain, so not too much is moving through. The big, heavier rains still in BC at this point around Bella Bella, expecting to see an additional 50 to 100 millimeters into your Saturday. And there you can see just north of Vancouver, a bit of cloud cover. But again, Abbotsford, Burnaby, you're going to be getting off pretty easy with this storm system that's moved through. It's drying out and making way for a really sunny Sunday, in fact. But if you're in the north, a new system will approach Sunday afternoon. So a bit of a lull followed by more rain. So this is round 1. This is into Saturday. The additional rainfall that we have for Prince Rupert will be 25 to 50 millimeters of rain. Let's head next to the city of Toronto. That's right. So the wind, here it is. Anything in bright red is indicative of windy conditions. So overnight, we're going to see along the shores of Lake Erie as well as Lake Huron some pretty gusty winds up to 60 to 80 kilometers an hour. have dropped a few degrees into this evening since your daytime high, and it's going to be a big dramatic drop into tomorrow afternoon. Glad you could join us this evening. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. These are our peak wind gusts as of 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Toronto, 46 kilometers an hour, Killarney, 81, Gore Bay, 83, and Burlington, 69. And because of these strong winds, unfortunately, a boat capsized in Lake Ontario. Here's the story. Well, glad they're okay, but definitely if you see that the winds are going to pick up any day, you want to be safe out there. The winds will still be strong overnight tonight into tomorrow, so bring in the patio furniture if you need to, anything you think is going to be blown away. We're going to develop westerly winds. We had southerly winds earlier, so a bit of a shift in the direction. This front pushing through, also bringing on and off showers through the overnight. And look at that, those reds, particularly around areas near the shores of Lake Erie, Lake Huron, will be still quite gusty with gusts between 60 to 80 kilometers an hour. And even the downtown core of Toronto could see some breezy conditions, I would say. Does let up for Sunday, but overall, it's an unsettled pattern setting up. There is an upper level low in place, and that translates to a chance of showers for your Saturday morning and afternoons. Toronto is going to be 12 degrees. Ottawa will be 14. Pembroke will be getting up to 15. Hamilton 10 with those light showers. So if anything, it's just going to be some drizzle into your Saturday afternoon. But for sure, through the overnight, we're still going to get some rounds of rain, windy conditions, as I mentioned, and even Sunday could still see some scattered showers, particularly in through cottage country if you're headed there this weekend. I know a lot of people go up right until Thanksgiving, so it's going to be wet for you. We're going to see 15 to 30 millimeters of rain, lake effect showers definitely setting up through the cottage country region. As for Toronto, Saturday night, we do have Nuit Blanche, and it looks like it's going to clear out for the evening for you if you're headed out to Northern Ontario. Cool temperatures, dried in only 2 Saturday morning. Might make you a little seasick in weather like this. Glad you could join us. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. Taking a look at the cloud tops, this big low, you can see this comma shape that's really taken form, and that is what's bringing the rain across Ontario from north to south in extreme northern Ontario. Snow, so just temperature dependent. As we look here at the winds out of the south, according to these arrows, so it's been a mild evening. That's going to change. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll get into some westerly winds. This front is cooling temperatures down. And tomorrow afternoon, I do want to mention that we could see some lake effect showers, particularly in through cottage country, also a long point towards Hamilton, and even up towards areas in through Collingwood. It's going to continue into Sunday. Now, Chrissy Van's been out in the city of Toronto today with more details on how the weather has played out. That's right. So this is just going to continue for some into tomorrow morning and afternoon. Now, these are rainfall totals as of 8 p.m. Toronto just 5 millimeters, but Northern Ontario has been hit quite a bit harder. Wawa 54, Goderich 14 millimeters. We still have a little bit more to go. As I mentioned, on and off showers through the overnight, through the Greater Toronto region, up towards Vaughan, Newmarket, east towards Whitby. It's 15 to 30 millimeters. And this says through to Sunday because, mind you, we can still see those showers Saturday morning and then into the afternoon. Some drizzle here and there. So it's not ended quite yet, and it's an unsettled weekend overall, unfortunately. Don't cancel your plans, particularly if you're in the Greater Toronto region, but just bring an umbrella in case. Now, rainfall warnings still exist in through BC. We expect an additional 5 to 15 millimeters of rainfall through some areas in the morning, and this evening winds still strong around north and central coast of BC, but it does die down into Saturday. However, on Sunday, a new front approaches.